Student will introduce
Okay,
yourself, sir. Yes,
not
please.
an
Ankita, please introduce.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Good morning, everyone. Today we have our esteemed guest, Mr. Jayant Oak, sir. On behalf of the IMD family, we welcome you for the session. He has completed his master's in management sciences, specialization in marketing, master's in arts, specialization in economics, applications and system analysis. He is also associated with Indian Society for Training Development, Bitcoin Entrepreneurship Development Programs, Reserve Bank of India, CAB, State Bank Staff Training College, Center for Police Research, Pune. He is certified by the Association of Indian Management Schools, Bankers Training College, Reserve Bank of India, Mumbai, Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad and Bangalore, State Bank Staff College, Hyderabad. He has collaborated with corporate training and consultancy with services and conducting training programs for top senior executives of blue chip corporates in India and abroad. He is selected as a probationary officer by the State Bank Group. He is economist by the BSBR Bangalore. He also presented programs for University Grants Commission UGC, country-wide classroom on India's national TV network DD on economic issues. He is also awarded as Achieved 2021 awards by University of Pune Department of Management Sciences. We welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you for the nice words. I'll just move over to my presentation and then we'll go ahead. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, are you able to see my presentation? Hello?
Got it, sir.
Sir, not yet, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir.
give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm just going to the screen. Can you see it now?
No, sir. No, sir.
Uh, Acha, Ingala sir, I have mailed it to you. Should we do one thing?
Ha.
I'll start my discussions and then can we share this with our students later? Will that be all right?
It will be all right. But if you see that option
Huh.
above this one screen, right hand above, okay. So there is like a, arrow. Arrow is there. Okay.
No, I clicked on it actually, but you know,
Okay.
I
And
don't know, somehow,
sir, click
see,
on screen. Screen.
no, my screen I'm talking about, see, it's already 4 minutes and I'm not able to see. I can only see the three dots, not beyond that. That's the problem with Teams always with me.
Okay. Okay.
Huh?
Sir, you can share the presentation afterwards. You may start, sir.
I would.
Please.
And what we'll do, Ingale sir,
Uh,
tomorrow around 9:30 we'll have a trial run and then
yes,
we'll
sir.
see how the presentation works because you know it's working with some other, I don't know with Bharti what problem I have. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you so much, Ingale sir, and of course Bharti Vidyapit is IMED is like coming back to the family. So friends, you must have heard about the introduction and you must be wondering as to what is it that this fellow has to do with quality part of it. But in case you have any doubt, let me clarify that I have been part of the Tata Business Excellence model, which is basically implementation of quality in the Tata Group. I have been a panel member and an auditor on that particular activity, and I have done a lot of work in TQM, Six Sigma, and all the quality related terms. I have also conducted special quality related program for army officers of the rank of colonels and brigadiers. So you are in safe hands. Okay. Now what we'll do today is basically because of the time constraint, we will not go into the production or operations oriented aspects of quality or TQM or Kaizen. We would basically look at this concept. We'll touch upon this concept, no doubt about it. But when we discuss this concept, we'll be looking at it more from the management point of view, that is decision making. And as you know, in today's world, olden time we had manufacturing. So you produce something, defect is there, okay, throw it out, sell the good ones. Or if you got too many of defective products, announce what you call second sales. Nowadays, this is not acceptable. Today, because the competition is not only limited or not only local, it is global. And therefore, in today's world, business world as you call it, we call it competitive battlefield also. Every organization which is worth its salt and has to be in business and become competitive has to have an edge over others, or what you call a competitive advantage, as Michael Porter had said, as regard the cost part of it, the quality part of it, then the innovation part of it, price part of it, and of course technology part of it. Now, when we look at production, obviously technology is there, layout is there, logistics there, supply chain management is there, all will be part of it. So we'll be taking a holistic perspective, and I would like you to appreciate these particular techniques or instruments as a source or as a tool for gaining, I repeat, gaining, retaining and sustaining competitive advantage in today's competitive battlefield, which is global, not only local. And therefore quality is basically essential, or why we should be, we as an organization, we should be concerned and focused upon quality basically is, if you have got quality, then obviously I don't have to say that quality is good. Apart from that, what happens is the rate of defect. So defective low or no defect rate as you call it. If there's no defect, you don't have to have any rework from the production point of view. If there's no rework, then obviously the cost is low. So what happens because of quality, friends, basically is that because of quality, the cost of production is low because there's no wastage, muda as they call in Japanese. So quality is better, cost is low. So in the market, you can offer a product which is cost competitive and quality wise competitive. And obviously, if your cost is lower and price is competitive, you will have huge sales in the market, huge sales, huge revenues, ultimately profits. And then you are able to sustain in the competitive world. And this is the logic from the managerial perspective. And this is the focus of my discussion today. I talk of quality, I talk of TQM, I talk of Kaizen, you talk of just in time. Everywhere you will find it leads to better quality of production, better quality of output, and lower cost of production, and therefore competition. So that is competitiveness. That will be the focus that I'll be touching upon. So let us start basically with what we call the strategic perspective about it. As I said, friends, earlier the emphasis was basically on volume of production, how much. Now, how much is different than what is the quality? Like, you produce 100 units and out of that 20 are rejected, then production will be 100, but effective production will be only 80. So earlier, hello, am I audible, or is there some disturbance somewhere?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. In case there's any disturbance, please let me know. Now, as I was saying, olden times, the emphasis from the business or it's actually manufacturing. Plant manager was the one who was looking after it. So it was more on volume of production, and then you produce, then there will be defects, so inspection, and then correcting defect. That was the typical mindset or the practices prevailing in the industry earlier times. Then, after Second World War, Japanese, as you know, the Japan is the only country which has witnessed 2 atomic bomb attacks, and they were totally demolished. And then to come out of it and to emerge as a strong economy, they were the ones who actually resorted to the quality and TQM part of it. So in a way, 1950s, thanks to what you call quality gurus like Dr. Deming and Phil Crosby and Dr. Juran. In fact, Dr. Deming was the pioneer who groomed Japanese industries and executives into the quality culture, TQM as you call it. He's also referred to sometimes as the father of total quality management. So under the guidance and tutelage of quality gurus like Dr. Deming, Phil Crosby and Dr. Juran, the Japanese actually picked up this quality culture as we call it. And then the moment you talk of quality culture, that becomes what is known as a way of life by the Japanese. And I'm sure some of you might have read, I will not say aware, but might have read that olden times Japanese products were basically aluminum and plastic. So very lower end kind of thing. Today Japanese products are respected across the world, and made in Japan is more or less almost a guarantee that anything that is made in Japan has to be of good quality, and you don't have to ask them chalega nahi chalega kind of thing. So they accepted that as a way of life. And what was happening, Second World War, as you know, the US was part of the victor, UK slowly started picking up. These people, I mean, these industries in these countries basically looked upon quality for efficiency and cost reduction only. They never thought of competitiveness. They never thought of branding. They never thought of global market because they were victors and the whole world was more or less given to them as a market on a platter kind of thing. And when the Japanese actually started working with the quality, TQM is part of it, Kaizen is part of it. Uh, Toyota, again, those are the companies which are really proved to be, totally different, what you call ball game changers as we call it. So after this Japanese quality success, miracle, in fact, some people call it, then people and companies and business organizations across the world started realizing that you must adopt the quality culture and quality practices. And then 1950s, in fact it actually happened in 1970s, 70, 80s onwards, that some countries and some businesses started adopting quality and TQM as matter of choice on their own, and some realize that without that they cannot survive. So quite a few of them actually adopted quality and TQM as what you call survival compulsions. I'll be touching upon ISO tomorrow, but let me tell you that quite a few Indian companies also went for ISO, not because they were committed to quality and the process, but they were told by their clients in Europe and America that, boss, if you don't have ISO certification, do not expect any orders for exports from us. And then the Indian exporters had to go for quality. So that was basically survival condition as we call it. Therefore, today you will find that across the world, you talk of any country, any business, any organizations, quality and TQM are strategic issues. Strategic, I'm using the word strategic from the managerial perception. I hope you'll appreciate that. Long-term success and survival. So it's a strategic issue in the total competitive world that we find today. So, today TQM and quality and the various techniques associated or related with it, like Kaizen, like just in time or quality circle that I'll be touching upon today, they are considered to be a mechanism for improving and enhancing. I'm talking two words. One is improve and then enhancing the management efficiency and effectiveness. And as I said earlier, from the strategic perspective, gaining, retaining and sustaining competitive advantage. And what is competitive advantage? Something, something that you have that others don't have. It's as simple as this. Like, you find that in India, we are getting a lot of outsourcing work in the IT sector. Now we are getting that because we have a competitive advantage over Australia, over New Zealand, over UK, over Argentina, over Philippines, because we can do quality work at a lower cost. So that is a competitive advantage. And with quality TQM, you don't do it only right first time. The culture is do it right first time, every time. That's the important kind of thing that I'll touch upon as we proceed. So typically what happens, it is not only about production when you talk of quality. Today, quality is also accepted into services. ISO academic institutions are also going for it. In a way, when you talk of NAC is nothing but the application of quality parameters in the academic world. So quality is everywhere. Olden times, basically manufacturing, now services also, and not only from the business point of view, but in education also. So today, awareness of quality and adherence to quality standards. It might be Six Sigma, it might be, Kaizen, it might be ISO, and ISO different standard that we'll touch upon tomorrow. So awareness of quality and adherence to quality standards is an increasingly important, in fact, not only important, but if I may use the word, critical element for ensuring three things. And please remember this from the managerial strategic perspective. What are those three things? I repeat, quality is critical element in ensuring business competitiveness, then business transformation and business excellence. In search of excellence, some of you could actually read that book down the line. And then quality is not only about quality control or quality assurance. Again, these two concepts I'll be touching upon tomorrow. It's about cost reduction, it's about efficiency, it's about meeting delivery schedules, it's about safety, it's about customer satisfaction, in fact, customer delight, logistics, you name any area, everywhere there's a quality part of it. And therefore, quality earlier, from the technical point of view or manufacturing point of view, quality was perceived as what? Quality was perceived, your customer gives you order, he wants something, we give exactly what he wants. So, typically, it was considered meeting customer expectations, or, the other way of quality is adhering to the laid down norms by the customer. Today we have to do that, but today what we say is it's not only about meeting customer expectations, but exceeding customer expectations. Please appreciate this. I repeat it. Today, quality and TQM is not only about meeting customer expectations, but exceeding customer expectations so that the customer not only gets the satisfaction, but the delight kind of thing. So obviously, there's customer loyalty, repeat orders, business, and the business is growing kind of thing. And therefore, when you talk of quality and total quality management today, quality was more toward the production or provision of services. Today, the moment we are talking of TQM, is not only about the production part of it, it's not only provision part of it, it's basically about ensuring the commitment from every stakeholder, commitment from and commitment to every stakeholder, whether it's employees, whether it is maintenance, whether it is preventive maintenance, whether it is delivery, whether it's everywhere quality. Therefore, today we talk of quality and total quality management as we call it. So, as I said, quality strategic tool, and it's not only about meeting but exceeding customer expectations. And the moment you exceed, obviously, there's something. I'm sure some of you also must have experienced. We call it wow. Wow, like you go to a hotel, you have nice food. For last 1.5 years, it has been a rare occasion to go to a hotel, but you go to a normal restaurant, your favorite, and the way it is delivered, great. And before your dinner or lunch is over, something comes on the house, and then that kind of that happiness, delight that you get, at wow feeling, is something that quality and TQM actually are able to deliver. Definition wise, let us look at quality. As I said, not only meeting but exceeding customer expectations, and of course adhering to laid down norms, no doubt about it. TQM again, it's a philosophy, because it's a way of life, that the word part of DNA as we call it. Do it right first time, every time as we call it. So TQM, which is derived from quality. So quality was more production, so it was a skewed view. Today we look at all, layout also, ambience also, customers also, employees also, behavioral motivation aspects are also taken care of. Commitment of the top management also is there. It's not only the responsibility of the inspection department to ensure quality. So is basically a philosophy. TQM I'm talking about. TQM is a philosophy that everyone, right. I mean, sometimes we say right from the doorman to the chairman, if I may use that word. So it's a philosophy that everyone in an organization, not only production, not only inventory, not only inspection department, not only quality department, but everybody in the right from chairman to the doorman, in a continual effort, not one time. Do it right, not first time. Do it right first time, every time. Remember this. So, in a continual effort to improve quality and achieve customer delight, not only satisfaction. Please appreciate. It's a typical American concept, customer satisfaction, customer delight, and then customer love also. So, it's an approach to doing business, the way we carry on our business, that attempts to maximize the competitiveness of an organization through the continual improvement of its product, services, people, processes, and environment. So all the stakeholders are taken care of. The continuous improvement is the important part of it, and that is where Kaizen comes in, as we will touch upon down the line. So TQM, not only production, not only inspection, but all the factors and stakeholders involved. That's why it is known as total quality management, not just production or inspection quality. And obviously, because it's total quality management, it takes care of various aspects. What are those? Not only production, it of course customer focus and customer driven, no option. Then you have total employee involvement, it's commitment. Please understand, it's not compliance. Because the big brother is watching, I do it. It is not there. The moment supervisor and foreman is gone, I will relax. It is not that way. So total employee involvement and commitment, if I may, because this is my work. That sense of what you call belongingness or identity. This is mine. See, just look at it. When you are in the classroom, or when you go to a bank, or somebody asks for your ball pen, what you do is you don't give the whole ball pen. You keep the cap with you and give the ball pen, because you have to ensure that the ball pen has to come to you. Otherwise, if you give the cap, you might forget, that might forget, you lose. That is not done. That small, very at that small level, there's sense of ownership. The same sense of ownership, commitment, involvement, that is also part of total quality management. And then it is process oriented. Do it right first time, every time. That process is very much important kind of thing. Then, of course, as I said, it is strategic and systematic approach. So you have good production, marketing, production have to work together. Inventory and production have to work together. If production has to happen, the machine has to be maintained. It has to be maintained not after it breaks down. So preventive maintenance comes in. So it's a strategic and systematic approach. And as I said, continuous improvement, always do Kaizen as we call it. And of course, decisions will be taken on fact, not what I feel or yeah, and I say yeah, yeah, I say. There's no prejudice, no opinionated kind of, but fact based. What is, what is not, and then of course effective communication among all the stakeholders. If it is right, if it is right, it is not so good, it is not so good. Can it be done better? All this, because what happens if the communication is blocked? You know how it works, and therefore communication. These are the core principles of TQM as you call it. And of course, there are various tools of TQM. They are more technical, so I will not go into detailing part of it. But just to mention, there are something like flow charts. There is checklist. Then we have contour charts. Sometimes we use Gantt charts also. Then there are scatter diagrams. There are histograms. There are cause and effect diagram or Ishigawa diagram as we call it. And of course, there's also Pareto chart. 20% of the reasons account for 80% of the defect. So if you control that 20%, automatically 80% defects are taken care of. So these are basic tools. Now, why we look at TQM as a strategy basically is because it makes company a leader and not a follower. Now, I believe even you as a business executive, you would not like to retire as manager, right? You would like to move to CXO or CEO, C-O category as you call it. So it makes company a leader and not a follower. So Toyota today, the way Toyota does, we call it, they are supposed to be more or less benchmark kind of thing. So leader and not a follower. It fosters teamwork within the company. In fact, internal, external also, your customers also become part of the team. It fosters teamwork and creates a goal-directed, I have to achieve, goal, vision, mission, goal-directed and motivated connection between customers, management of workers. All of you work together. It makes the company more sensitive to customer needs. I will not say what I make. Like, my favorite, what should I say? Example or quote is about Henry Ford. Henry Ford is he's a pioneer in what you call assembly line manufacturing, and he used to say my customers can have any color of the car as long as it is black. So I will make and you will purchase. It is not so. Jo aapne chaha, हमने बनाया. That is a new culture. So TKM also helps the company to be more sensitive to customer. Jo aapne chaha, हमने. So what you want is something that I will understand and deliver accordingly and adopt more readily to changes. Things keep on changing. Technology changes, demand changes, perception changes. So these kind of companies are able to adopt change, and unless you are able to adopt change, you become dinosaur, right? And it is not only for the company that TQM benefits. TQM is also beneficial from the customer's point of view. As we said, it's basically customer focused, customer oriented, customer centric. But basically what happens, because there's what you call voice of customers, VOC as we call it, because this voice of customers, the customers have relatively less problems with products and services because they are delivered or they are designed the way they want it. So lesser or fewer problems with products and services. Plus, because it is customer focused, there's better customer care and better customer service orientation. And of course, ultimately it leads to greater customer satisfaction and delight. And then from the company's point of view, a delighted customer which always stays with the company, and not only stays, in fact, the customer becomes advocate and he brings another customer. So he actually promotes your business. That's why TQM, customers and unit together, within the unit, right from top management to the lower management, various departments, all synchronized, synergy kind of thing. So we call it total quality management. If you just look around, you will find that some of the leading companies in the world, and there are many, so I just mentioned a few. I'm sure I already mentioned one, Toyota. Toyota is one company which is notoriously known for quality. In fact, I remember, there's a beautiful ad. There's a father-son duo traveling in a car, and there's a nice-looking lady asking for a lift, the typical American style, thumbs up. So the son says, "Daddy, why not wait?" The daddy doesn't stop. In fact, he speeds the vehicle, and then after he crosses, the son says, "Daddy, what's it? You don't have basic courtesy." He said, "Look, have you ever seen a Toyota vehicle broken down? That's the ultimate kind of TQM. So Toyota is part of it. Tata in India, they, as I said, they have adopted what you call it, Tata Business Excellence Model. So initially there have been problems, but slowly they are getting over it. And today Tatas are globally being respected as one of the quality process oriented company, thanks to the TQM and quality practices that they are adopting. Motorola, of course, I'm sure you must have heard of that company. Xerox, another company. Honda, uh, again you will find typical Japanese culture. German companies are another who have gone for. So anywhere, any country you can go for it. But these are some of the examples which are Rolex. You will Rolex or Omega. If you talk of chocolate, always Swiss chocolate. Again, part of TKM. What is ultimately what happens? You get chocolate from cocoa, some sugar, some chocolate and milk. Cow milk, you get India, but Indian chocolates or even any other country chocolates are not as good because base. That's the TQM part of it. So strategic advantage for TQM, right? Then of course, as I said, I'll touch upon the concept of Kaizen. And one of the word I'm sure you must have noted when I was discussing about TQM was that continual improvement, and Kaizen is a philosophy basically which talks about it. And because we talked of TQM, I'll when I share the presentation with you, you will see we look at Kaizen as an umbrella concept. So umbrella concept is in a lot of different concepts like just in time or quality circle are part of Kaizen. So typically it's a Japanese term Kai and Zen, and change for better. That's the what you call literal translation of the terms Kai and Zen. So there are two words, Kai and Zen. Look at Maruti, when they introduced a car in India after 800 and 1000, the name was Zen. Zen means better. Better means what? All other Indian cars are no good. Zen is better. Look at the arrogance. I mean, rightful arrogance for that matter. So Kaizen is a Japanese term for a formal system which basically talks of continuous improvement, as you call it. Basically, it's not only improvement one time, but a continuous improvement. That is important kind of thing. So today, let me say I have 5% wastage. Can I have 4%? If I have 4%, can I move to 3%? If it is 3%, can I move to as nearly to zero as possible? That is why continuous improvement. Okay, today my turnover is 100 crore. Can it be 110? Can it be 100? Today, I am fifth in the rank. Can I be fourth? Can I be third? Can I be so? You keep on moving in every aspect. So it means continuous improvement. Plus, it is again because part of total quality management, it is not only about production. Please appreciate this. When we talk of Kaizen, Kaizen also means continuing improvement. Business, of course, yes. Production, of course, yes. But it also means continuous improvement in personal life, home life, social life, and working life. What the HR people would like to call work-life balance. Again, the focus is not only production, but also on the quality of life. So, it Kaizen is not only continuous improvement in the production and the production process and quality, but also improvement in personal life, home life, family, as you call it, and then social life and working life as well. So typically, when we apply Kaizen in a workplace, or when Kaizen is applied to a workplace, it basically means continuous and continuing environment improvement involving everyone, and that's where the TQM comes in. And what I just mentioned is actually something which has been stated by Mr. Masaki Imai, who actually is considered to be the father of the concept of Kaizen. Again, typical Japanese industrial engineer. So remember this name when we talk of Kaizen. Mr. Masai, call it San, they call it in Japanese. Forget about that. Mr. Masaki Imai is the gentleman who actually came with this idea, or who was supposed to be pioneer of the idea of Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. So basically what happens is, quality, sustainability, and therefore long-term survival is part of it. Typical Japanese concept, not, what you call fly-by-night operations, here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing. And every member, what is assumed in Kaizen is that every member in the operating system, manufacturing, servicing, sales, maintenance, admin, every member, they will be actually looking for active opportunities and grab and pursue those opportunities for improvement. When it can be done, fine. Like, very simple thing. Uh, normally you'll find quite a few places the tap keeps on leaking. Now, or when you open the tap, it comes like a flow and hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Was I muted in between?
Just a second.
Okay, okay. I think probably network. Fine, thank you. So, as I was saying, uh, Kaizen is not only about maintenance, it's also about seeking opportunities. And basically, again, I'll request you to remember this word from the decision making perspective because you're all going to be future decision makers, right? So, Kaizen is also seen or viewed as what we call zero investment improvement every day. That's important. So, financially, there's not of much improvement, but the moment you improve quality, it has got tremendous financial reward, competitiveness, and of course, sustainability part of it. So, Kaizen, continuous improvement, one part, involvement of everybody, another part, looking for new opportunities and doing the things in an innovative manner, one more thing, and of course, zero investment improvement. Typically, you don't have to invest huge amount of money. It can be done in-house also. So, cost effectiveness. And therefore, what we say about Kaizen, I'll mention those, as I said, Kaizen as umbrella concept, what are the areas covered out there. But typically, when you talk of Kaizen, remember it's a quality improvement perspective, continuous improvement. I would be better today than I was yesterday, and tomorrow I'll be better than what I am. So slowly you start moving into effectively zero or no defect defect free, as we call it, kind of thing. So every day and in every way we are getting better and better is the motivational behavioral part of Kaizen. And I think ultimately as a manager, what we do is getting the things done with and through people, and therefore the people involvement is very important. And the beauty of the Japanese style of management is that they give a lot of weightage to the human element rather than just the mechanistic part of it. That's the beauty part of it, and therefore every day and in every way we are getting better and better. Suddenly from zero you don't become 100, so you 0 to 10 to 20, and then before you are the business leader. That's a continuous improvement. Toyota, I mean, I'm tempted to mention it because Toyota was practically a lower end player in the world. Even if you, I mean, I'm sure quite a few of us have relations abroad. Camry and Corolla, were two of the popular cars among the Indian community because they are very functional, low consumption, performance reasonably good. And then courtesy this Kaizen, they are not only able to capture a significant share in the market. Toyota is today among the top two players in the world in automobiles, but they also moved from this lower end to higher end. Lexus, I'm sure quite a few, some of you might be owning it, some of you might have traveled in it. Lexus, luxury range, they have been able to come out with. It is also a result of this commitment to quality improvement and of course Kaizen kind of thing. So every day and in every way, we are getting better and better. And today, this is one of the contemporary trends that it is not enough. Don't rest on your laurels. I got, like, it's like school. We don't look at it that way, but our teacher, you get 80% marks. The teacher doesn't say good. The teacher writes can do better. And because, teacher is God for us, next time we study more, we get 82%. And we say, Array, now the teacher will say Shabas, all that. Again, the teacher says can do better. So this is basically what happens. The teacher is actually taking you from a level of 80 to 82 to 83 to 84. And, perhaps, uh, hello, somebody on the screen? Okay. And the teacher takes you from 80 to 81 to 82, 83, and by the time you are in the 10th, maybe your name is there in the merit list. That is what Kaizen is about. Slowly, zero investment, don't tax, take care of people, motivation, people element, don't force it. They are not machines. That's the important part of it, and make them aware and motivated that every day and in every way we are getting better and better. That's why Kaizen is also very much part of the total quality management. And as I said, total quality management, we consider all the aspects, not only one or two. And therefore, Kaizen as part of TKM is also considered to be what we call an umbrella concept. Umbrella means, it actually covers lot many smaller concepts related, which ultimately lead to better improvement in the quality. So, what are those typical components of umbrella concept? One, of course, the customer orientation, customer driven, as you call it. Then, total quality control is part of it. Quality control, quality assurance, I'll be touching upon tomorrow. So, you got quality circles that I'll be touching upon today. Then you have suggestion system. Quite a few companies have that. We in-house automation, discipline in the workplace, 5 UAs and those kind of things. Then TPM, total productive maintenance, is part of it. Kanban, again inventory related. Then quality improvement, continuous improvement, better and better every day. Then just in time, again I'll touch upon it after this. Then zero defect, small group activities, quality circle also is part of that. Then cooperative labor management relations, there will not be any strife or strike between the management and workforce. Management and workforce will not think of each other as they and us. It will always be we. That's the important kind of, so that team, synergy kind of thing. And of course, you got productive improvement and new product development also. So quality, TQM, and Kaizen, which is again part of TQM. Now, Kaizen, as I mentioned, among the various components and covered under the Kaizen concept of umbrella concept, just in time and quality circle are two of the concepts that I'll be touching upon. Again, I'm sure some of you have, some of you must have noticed that I am adhering to the topics as given to the syllabus because of the time constant. Okay, so now just in time, again, let me go back. Olden times, again, I was with the bank. So when we used to give working capital loan to our clients, it was almost a standard operating practice that we'll give them working loan to enable them to store the raw material for at least 2 to 3 months. Now, what happens, if you need 1 crore raw materials every month, assume that means, your 3 crores are blocked in the inventory part of it. This is not a rocket science, it's a common sense. Okay. So typically what happens, 3 crores are blocked, so automatically 3 crores and bank will not give you free. So bank will charge you interest. So that time interest used to be around 15 to 16%. So if you imagine 45 lakh rupees only interest, which obviously you will not pay from your pocket, which will be charged, so the cost will go up. Now just in time is basically related with the inventory management part of it. Removing waste also part of it, because if you dump it, in inventory management, I'm sure you must have heard of what you call FILO, LILO, LIFO, first in, first out, first in, last out, last in, first out, last in, last out. Unfortunately, most of the time it is first in, last out, and if it is last out, there's damage, there's obsolescence, there's a lot of storage cost, as you call it. Just in time basically focuses upon this inventory management and tries to have a minimum inventory. It's also related, because you want to have minimum inventory, the lot size of the production is also relatively smaller, so that you carry less inventory. Less inventory means less carrying cost, less storage. So everywhere they're saying, so although just in time is part of the inventory management, it is also leading to improvement in the financial result by cutting down the cost. That's why total quality, not only production aspect, but the financial and management part also. So it's a philosophy, typically manufacturing based part, where you are planning to minimize or eliminate the waste and continuous improvement in productivity. So obviously lower stock, you are saving on space. Lower stock, you don't need huge warehouses. Lower stock, your money, as I said, for example, 3 crores are not blocked. But if you have got inventory, say for anywhere between 4 to 6 days, you can just imagine, from 3 crore, you would not be spending more than 25 to 30 lakhs on the inventory part of it. So significant improvement or significant saving in the money block, and therefore just in time basically what you call it focuses upon successful execution of all manufacturing activities, because raw material is absolutely must, and I keep raw materials so that I'm not short of it. It doesn't lead to out of stock situation, and out of stock situation means the machine will remain idle although the machine is working. I don't want that to happen. So no stock out, no excess inventory, no cost, and therefore it covers not only inventory, but being part of TQM technique, it also covers the final product design, engineering to delivery, and including all stages of conversion from raw materials onward. Basically, that's for production. Production is what? Production is conversion of raw material into value added sellable production. Like, Tatas. Tatas are in, say, Jharkhand now, earlier Bihar, that time Bengal present. So basically, you got iron ores. So you get iron ore, raw material. Then this iron ore is processed into iron. Then it is processed into steel. Then this steel is value added, is converted into cars, converted into sheets. That's how it works. So it includes all stages of culture everywhere. Now, would you have stock of iron ore which will go on rusting because it oxidized? All that will be part of just-in-time kind of thing. Okay, so basically related with inventory management, but having significant correlation with the production scheduling, new product development, and also the financial part of it. Again, total quality management component. Then, basically, what happens is, if you look at ZIT, as I said, it is both. It is cost effective also, and it saves you a lot of what you call storage and inventory cost. So typically what happens is when we talk of ZIT, we must understand what are the primary elements of ZIT, right? What are the constituents of ZIT or primary elements? What are those primary elements of ZIT? Basically, what we'll have is we'll have only the required inventory. So if my production today is, let us say, 100 units, there is no point in my storing inventory for 1 lakh unit. So maybe, I'll take the lead time into account. I will not be out of stock. So maybe I'll have inventory of 3 or 4 days. So it's basically only the required inventory that is required will be maintained. Then we'll also ensure that we are minimizing slowly Kaizen, slowly defects, so that because defects are not there, again that inventory required also relatively less. Then we also try to reduce the lead time by reducing setup time, cycle time as you call it. Again, if you look at a car unit, Maruti for example, on the same line as they call it, you will not produce Swift also and Desire also and Alto also and what do you call Excel also, 4X also, or Baleno also, or Brisa. Now there is a batch. So what we do under ZIT is, this time, the dies have to be changed. So this the timing required for changing the dies and moving on to another product is reduced. It's also part of just in time. SMD, single minute exchange of dies. That's what the Kaizen or Toyota people call it. It's not single minute, but earlier it take days. So obviously for days the production line will lie idle. Now it has been brought down from days to a few hours. So automatically you can have the production line on minimum wastage, again MUDA kind of thing. So setup times is reduced. Then queue lengths and lot sizes are smaller. And then of course they also keep on getting economies of scale to accomplish these things at a minimum cost. Basically, no stock out, no excess inventory, lot size smaller. So optimization. That these are the basic elements of just in time, as we call it. So typically, why just in time from the manager perception? Basically, manager perception because, as I said earlier, it leads to drastic reduction in inventory levels. As I said, we used to give finance for 3 months, so 3 crore inventory is blocked. Today, what happens because of that? You will not be keeping more than 1 month's inventory, 1 week's inventory for that matter. So automatically, you are not required to store the inventory for almost 11 weeks, which is substantial savings. So drastic reduction in inventory levels, quantity and volume of inventory. Then higher inventory turnover. You have studied financial management, their ratio analysis. In the ratio analysis, many ratios are there. Uh, some operating ratios is, inventory turnover ratio. Now, you got inventory. Now, how many times it is turnover, or how much time it takes to be turnover, that because ultimately related to the operating cycle, right? So higher inventory turnover ratio, again, managerial part of it, not only inventory cost. Reduction on product throughput time and product life cycle time. Cycle time is the time taken to produce a particular, because everything is, you are minimizing the wastage, so everything moves absolutely smoothly and speedily. Then improve product quality, because the input process output, raw material is good, product is bound to be good. Then worker involvement in solving causes of production problems. That is where the worker involvement comes in, ultimately getting the things done with and through people. we'll talk about that more in the quality circle part of it. But that's why TQM and JIT is part of it. So it's not only inventory management. Please appreciate this. Inventory, of course, is lower, but inventory turnover improves and financially it stands to benefit the company as well. Then also, the focus in JIT is on finding and correcting the cause of production problems so that there are no what you call bottlenecks as we call it. Then manufacturing operations are streamlined and they work in absolutely what you call seamless manner, no hiccup, no rushing around. My vehicle is ready, but there's no tire, so I cannot take it off. Your vehicle is ready, tire also will be there. It's as simple as. In fact, I know that some companies in India, scooter manufacturer, there was so chaotic inventory management that they actually had handed over the two-wheeler without the stepney. You'll not believe it today, but this is what has happened. People like us, like, so basically because you are just dumping it, no involvement. हो गया तो हो गया, मेरे बाप का क्या जाता है, that kind of thing, which is not done. So commitment, the workers themselves will be aware and they will set it right. So right from, as I said, chairman to the doorman, and then there's less work in process inventory, so cost effective, lower storage or lower warehousing also. And then, as you said, it will be like first in, first out. It will not be first in, last out. So no damage, no obsolescence, no carrying costs, all that impact. And of course, less space for inventory and material handling equipment as well. Because you are not storing 3 months, three inventory, hardly three to 6 days. So obviously, everywhere you have to scale it down and you can save a lot. And that's why JIT is helpful. Then also, as I said, when I talk of JIT, I'm not talking only of production inventory, right? I talk of the streamlining processes. I talk of problem solving kind of thing. There's a financial aspect of it also. So what happens is basically thanks to JIT, the other fallout of just in time as part of TKM is that it leads to a multi-skilled and flexible workforce with high morale. Multi-skilled means, I will not be doing only the engine job. I can be engine also, clutch also, wheels also. So multi-skilled. I'll be delivering the product in total. So then elimination of what you call late delivery or unacceptable quality. Automatically this will be eliminated in the root cause analysis as we call it. Then improved quality will lead to near to zero defects, and again good branding, good demand, good pricing. Then reduction of customer related problems due to improved quality. Basically, if there are no problems, there are no defects. Customer को कोई पागल कुत्ते ने काटा तो नहीं होता है कि even if it's good I'll keep on complaining. So if the product is good, so there's no complaint, and automatically you're also saving on the post sales service kind of thing. So everywhere saving, cost effectiveness, cost saving, prices competitive, quality good, customers stay with you, you are leader in the market. And then of course, all said and done, ultimately it will improve the return on investment, financial part of it. And that's why JIT again is a technique not only about inventory but a multi-skilled or multifaceted technique which is part of the total quality management. Then as I was saying, ultimately what happens is you as a manager you get the things done with and through people. So that labor workforce commitment is absolutely essential. I'm sure some of you must have seen the reports in ET or there are other magazines also. Forbes, for example, they come with a special issue, and the special issue is entirely best places to work with. Google, for example, Microsoft, for example, some of the IT companies, Tata Group, is part of that. Some people believe State Bank is good. Some people believe ICICI Bank is good. Now, when you talk of these good places to work with, basically, one of the core feature is the people have great sense of commitment and loyalty, and they have got great sense of pride also, and they feel that this is, me and my company are not different because I will get better facilities, I will be promoted, I'll get better career if my company grows. That mine, that ownership is there. And when you talk of quality circle, it's basically what happens, it's again related with the behavioral aspect. Again, total quality, not only production, not only technology, not only inventory, not only finance, also HR, and not only HR in terms of numbers, but the behavioral part of it. And therefore, quality circle also is one of the important instrument of total quality management that is being used, because ultimately, I repeat, you have to get the things done with and through people. And if the people have this motivation, if the people have loyalty, people have commitment, it's only natural that you will get the best of performance from them. So quality will be good, low or no defect, you are leader in the market. And that is precisely the idea behind quality circle. So currently, thanks to Japanese practices, quality practice, I'll put it this way. Quality circle also is one of the most widely spread what you call practice. In fact, I have seen there are quality circle competition, and I know some people from Godrej who were part of quality circle. They first, they had regional round, Bombay they won, so they were sent to Delhi to give presentation of particular production issue. Then they won the national also. Then they were sent to Manila, Philippines, because it was the Asian competition. And then they were sent to Europe because there was interest. And the fact that you are going there and representing your company as a company representative and talking about quality, automatically it it propels you on further journey to quality and TQM. So typically, as I was saying, people element is important, and quality circle recognizes this. So typically, what is quality circle about? Is basically a small group of people. Circle, it's not exactly, but circle, because it's like we say, na, ye circle may, he moves in this circle, he moves that circle. Circle is basically a small group of people. Now, important part is, I talked to you about ownership and loyalty. The important part is the members of quality circle, what they do, look at this, very interesting. Huh? So what these people do is they meet voluntarily and regularly for, maybe about an hour or half every week. For what purpose? Not for chai pani, not for, bishi, but to identify, analyze, and resolve work related problems. This problem I face, so how can you do it better? No, how you can remove it. So what is this quality circle about? Quality circle is about, it's a voluntary group, please remember that, on their own, because that sense of ownership, loyalty, commitment is there, involvement is there. So it's a small group of people who meet voluntarily and regularly for about and work related an hour or 1 hour every week to identify, analyze, and resolve work related problems, leading to improvements in their total performance and enrichment of their. Now, they are not given any overtime for this meeting. Please understand what is in it mean. That then WIQFM, that is not the mindset. I am of the company. I must improve it so that my company is doing better. I'll be doing better. So small group, voluntary, meet maybe once an hour or so, not not long sessions, and discuss about quality related issues. So typical features are what? To quickly summarize, it's a small group of employees from the same work area or doing similar types of work. Membership is voluntary. It is not, there's no office order issued that so and so will be part of this. You on your own say, I want to be here. Then members meet regularly and, as I said, for half an hour to hour regularly to identify, analyze, and resolve work related problems. Iska kya hai, uska kya hai, ye boss kaisa hai, wo boss kaisa hai, not these kind of, gossiping kind of thing. They resolve work related problems leading to improvements in the total performance. They sort it out, not just problem hai, so curse. It is not that. Problem is there, come with the solution. That's the beauty part of it. And they also enrich the work life of the employees, because you get tremendous sense of contribution, as we call it. So typically what happens, you have certain tangible gains in terms of improvement in productivity, higher safety also, then cost effective. You can find out better housekeeping, cleanliness, 5S, and those kind of things. You must have studied those 5S principles, right? Then waste reduction, better quality. And apart from this, physical or tangible benefits, you also have some intangible gains, which you feel but cannot quantify. Like what? Attitude changes, then enriched quality of work life, then better, interpersonal relationship, effective team working together, each achieves more. It is not TTMM, tu tera main mera nahi. It is team together, each achieves more. And of course, as I was saying, there's a greater knowledge also, because you share ek se bhale do se bhale char. So you get input from other members, and there's also greater sense of belonging, as you call it. So with this, I will stop today's discussions. What is important, about TQM is basically an attitude. It's also change management process. And as I said, Kaizen, am I doing better than yesterday? So it is important that when we talk of the current trends in production management and the quality and TQM and Kaizen and just in time or quality circle, what is important is we must be able to raise the bar. Like, Six Sigma. Six Sigma means what? I mean, if you reach that Six Sigma level, what it means basically is that, the defect rate, or the, we call it DPMO, defects per million opportunity. I'm manufacturing 10 lakh units. So there could be 10 lakhs defects. Now what happens is, the moment you go to that, from level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the moment you reach Six Sigma, what happens is the defect rate is not more than 3.44 per million. It is not more than, it is not mandated that you must have 3.44. Please appreciate this. So it is hardly, if you talk of 100, it is 0.000009 kind of thing. Practically minuscule. So basically what we do of TQM or quality or Kaizen is, we try to raise the bar, trying to be better. And then, because every time we achieve a new standards of excellence, the bar is raised for us to surpass. So like, I'll just mention about Lexus and then stop my discussions today. Lexus, as I said, was a luxury car, and till that time Toyota was considered to be typical down market or at best mid segment car. People never considered it as part of, Mercedes or BMW or Volvo or those kind of things. And then Lexus came with this. He said, okay, Mercedes, Acha, what are you doing? You are giving 19 miles, fine. Our vehicle will give you 22 miles, better. Okay, fine. When the vehicle is running at 200, there is wobble. Our vehicle will run at 225. There will not be absolute stability. Mercedes or Volvo people, some people feel Volvo is, more stodgy kind of thing. Our thing will be absolutely aerodynamic, excellent aesthetics. When you enter inside, it will be absolutely warm. It will not be any mechanized kind of thing. So they said this, yet this. So it will have, it will be luxury vehicle, but the cost will be 30% lower than Mercedes or BMW or Volvo. Try to understand this. It will be a luxury car, but the fuel consumption will be 30% lower than Mercedes or BMW. So this is what we are talking of, doing better, and that's what ultimately quality and TQM is all about. Doing better, raise the bar, do something better, don't rest on that laurel, move further, because continuous improvement is what will lead us to almost near perfect. Only thing is, perfection is something to be strived at, not to be reached, because the moment you are perfect, you are God. And when you are God, either you find yourself in a sculpture or on a frame, and we don't want to do that, because we want to be a thriving hub of economic, financial and industrial activity. And that's the beauty of TKM quality, with not only production, technology, inventory, but also the human aspect considered. So with these friends, I'll stop my session today. Tomorrow when we meet, I'll discuss quality control, quality assurance and the ISO certification. Again, as you must have noticed, I have not talked about the layout. I have not about the production related concept, but I am looking at it more from the managerial point of view, decision making point of view, and that's the modern trend, that quality is not only domain production, but it's very much the top management and everybody's responsibility. So with this, let me stop today's session. Thank you so much, the team IMED, and thank you so much for the students. See you tomorrow. Till then, bye bye and good day. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, thank you. Okay.
Thank you
Right?
so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye. Bye. Good day.